And I'm just going to share a little bit about Emmet. Emmet is a returning guest, which we very much appreciate. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And I learned something today. So last time when Emmet came on, one of the things that he shared about was that he plays a lot weekly, and he shares it online that you can actually tune in and watch him and his friends do a little bit of jazz and different music. So today we had a Shabbat to go, and one of the people who came to pick up a Shabbat dinner said, I'm coming on. I watch every week. I get the emails now. So he became a groupie of yours,
oh, it's
which is
beautiful.
nice. And I know there are others that also tune in now because of that. So I'm sharing that if you did not know, Emmet does have his own email list that you can join through his website, or if you share your email address with me, I'll definitely share it with him. And we'll make sure that you can also receive his emails to follow the different performances and things that you can do by joining either as a bystander, or you can even join as part of his different clubs, if I can call it that, where you can sort of support the music and get insider music that is exclusive for those members as well. So here's a little bit about Emmet. Emmet is a American jazz pianist and a composer. He's one of the generation's pivotal figures in music and related arts. Downbeat has praised him as the nimble touch, measured stride, and warm harmonic vocabulary, which he employs to communicate with other musicians and audiences at what he terms the deepest level of humanity and individuality. Leader of the Emmet Cohen Trio and creator of the Masters Legacy series, Cohen is an internationally acclaimed jazz artist, dedicated and a dedicated music educator. And these are some of the things that we shared about him that you can actually follow the Emmet Cohen Trio and listen to some of the music that they play. And as I mentioned in the email, he's the winner of the 2019 American Pianist Award and the Cole Porter Fellow of the American Pianist Association, and an artist in residence at the University of Indianapolis. He was a finalist in the 2011 Thelonious Monk International Piano Competition. He's appeared in Newport, Monterey, Jerusalem, and North Sea Jazz Festivals, among others. I know that in October he actually did make it out to Europe for some concerts, which we know with COVID was something he was definitely nervous if it would happen. I'm glad that that did work out, because
It did.
there's been a definitely, we know here, you can't really find something to live. And just to share a little bit more about him, he was headline at the Village Vanguard, the Blue Note, Dizzy's Club, Coca-Cola, Birdland, Jazz Standard, Jazz House Montmartre. I might have pronounced that incorrectly. He is Hammond B3 organist in residence at Harlem Smoke Jazz Club, as he mentioned. If you do want to watch him in person once COVID shifts out of our lives, Harlem is the place to be. And as we mentioned last time, as I think very fascinating for most of us, was he's a Suzuki piano student at the age of 3. He holds a jazz piano degree from the Manhattan School of Music and the University of Miami. And Emmet has performed, recorded, or collaborated, and here are some of the big names with Ron Carter, Benny Golson, Jimmy Cobb, George Coleman, Jimmy Heath, Tootie Heath, Houston Person, Christian McBride, Kurt Elling, Billy Hart, Herlin Riley, Leah Delaria, and Bill Jones. So we are very fortunate to have you here today, and thank you very much. And the show is all yours.
Thanks a lot. I'm feeling some Cole Porter today, so that's what we're going to do. Cole Porter's "I Love You," which is funny about that song. It's totally not a romantic song at all. It's a farce. I love you. You know, if you could think of the most unromantic, unlovable interval in the music language, that, you know, it's so dissonant. It's such a joke, and that a lot of the genius in Cole Porter came from the way he was able to integrate the meaning of the lyric with the texture and the intervallic qualities of the melody. Here's another one that's like that too. Billy Strayhorn's Lush Life.
Emmet, can we hold on 1 second?
Sure.
Well, I just want to tell everybody we've been Zoom bombed. And that's why you've seen me delete a lot of people and stop them from coming in. And if you look at the chat, there's a whole lot of nasty messages and everything in the chat. But I think we've locked up the meeting now. Just wanted to tell you that. So carry on with something happy, Emmett.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, everybody, about that. That's what happens
Yeah.
in the digital age. But it could always be worse. They could have done that to our bank accounts. So we have to be grateful for that. Anyway, yeah, who would have ever thought we'd be on Zoom and we're getting hacked and they're writing some nasty stuff. But it's nothing we haven't seen before. And, you know, what I was saying was really that the music is about hope. It's about being able to be connected to and part of something greater than yourself. And it's been the music and this time that's helped me and helped me stay strong and help carry me forward into into the next place I need to be. So yeah, I'm grateful for it in my life, and it has brought me this incredible community and allowed me to let people into my life, allowed people now to let me into allow me to let people into my living room, which I never thought we would do before. So I am so glad all you are joining me in my living room. What's the old Frank Sinatra line where he's singing Sinatra at the Sands and Basie band's playing behind him and they play the theme and he walks out. This is on recording, and the first thing he says, "How'd you all get into my living room?" It's like the famous Sinatra line, and I feel it. I feel it every time I go in one of these Zoom things. How'd you all get into my living room? I'm gonna play a little Scott Joplin. You guys liked it last time, I think. Last time I played Maple Leaf Rag. I'm gonna see if I got this original Rags by Scott Joplin. Cool. That's
Emmet, I think they're giving you the silent cheer.
oh, good, good, good. I can see everyone. I have everyone turned on. Yeah, so that's Scott Joplin original rags. Something that is kind of like the basis of all the jazz that came after it. Scott Joplin, he heard the sounds of the march, John Philip Sousa, and took that form of writing, so different sections. It's a lot different than the music that came later in the 1900s, where the popular songs of the day, the Jerome Kerns, the Cole Porters, the George Gershwins, and Harold Arlen, they would write tunes in a much different way, but they all checked out what Scott Joplin was doing and how he was organizing his music. Very like almost coming from classical. Then guys like Jelly Roll Morton, other people like that, they would infuse that Scott Joplin with some of the funk and some of the syncopation and some of the influences from church and from Africa, and infused the music, and that's where the melting pot started, especially down in New Orleans, with the Italian influence and the French influence and Irish influence and Spanish, of course. And those things all began to mix together, and the music spread eventually to a couple of different cities, to Kansas City, to, someone's giving me the thumbs up here, I like that, to Kansas City, to Chicago, and of course to New York City. And all those different places kind of developed their own styles, and now New York has definitely been the center of the jazz world, probably from the 20s and 30s on. And so it's been 100 years of New York and New York jazz. And so I always like to say now we've reached the roaring 20s again, which is pretty crazy to think that all my heroes were playing in Harlem here, right out here, maybe even on this block. Billie Holiday lived on this block. Duke Ellington lived on the same avenue that I'm on, Edgecombe Avenue. And he lived at building number 555, and all the people in the band used to live there, and they used to all cook together. And he wrote a song called Harlem Airshaft, which had to do with all the smells of the cooking and everything that you experience just being in the building, and all the different cultures melding and mending together. And that's a big part of this music is inclusion, is diversity, is melding together and accepting, and peace and unity. And that's the message of jazz, especially in 2020, when we need that peace and we need that unity more than ever. And so, it's our job to spread that message. Anyone want to hear anything in particular? No, ever silence.
I get a kick out of you.
I get a kick out of you. You're full steam ahead on the Cole Porter, yeah?
Right.
Let's see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Out of you. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for
Does
that.
anyone else out there have any requests? You can either put in the chat or unmute your microphone.
Hopefully I know it.
You know it.
If not, it'll give me something to learn. Not that I'm.
Who are the eminent Jewish jazz musicians?
Who are the Jewish jazz musicians?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
you get Benny Goodman, Gershwin, those type of guys, but in your genre.
In my genre, you mean nowadays?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, there are a lot of musicians that came to New York from Israel. There's a big Israeli contingency of jazz musicians, and they're all like super amazing. There's something about the musicians that come from there that they all have something special to offer, and I haven't seen it like that from anywhere else in the world, where like every single guy is like, or girl is like pretty amazing. And there are a bunch of young musicians and not so young. There's a family of the three Cohens, which I'm not a part of, but I'm an honorary member of. And Anat Cohen, she plays clarinet, and her brother Avishai Cohen, who plays trumpet, and they have another brother named Yuval Cohen, who plays saxophone. And together they are beautiful. Beautiful Israeli family, and have contributed so much to the international jazz scene. So yeah, that's one right. That's one family right there. But there are so many. There are so many great musicians out there everywhere. So it's hard to think and imagine right on the spot. You know who's from where, but I know that. That there are very many, and they're one of my favorite families.
So today's Friday. give us some nice Shabbat music, something jazzed up.
A little jazzed up. It's Friday the 13th, so it's got to be a little scary, right?
No. We don't want scary. So there was a request for sunrise, sunset. I didn't want to break you in the middle,
Ah,
I thought you'd get to it.
oh, I cut it off. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have much to explore on that tune. Um, you need the full thing for that one. You need the full choir and the orchestra. But yeah, that's a little fiddler on the roof for you.
Right,
That's a good way to take us to Shabbat. Um,
right.
yeah, and you know, I'll play one more. Why don't we end up where we started? Play a little Cole Porter. This is a beautiful tune called "Every Time We Say Goodbye."
And
And
and if you can end up with a jazzed up happy birthday, because we have a birthday tomorrow.
okay, we'll do.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Whose birthday is it?
Judy's.
Judy, happy birthday to you. Stay safe, be well. Thank you everyone for having me here today.
Thank you.
It's nice to connect with you all, and I hope you all stay safe and positive, and continue to be grateful for what we do have. That's what I'm trying to tell myself every day. How can we stay grateful for what we do have, and the blessings that come into our life every day, because we all have them, and we have to remember that those can overshadow everything else that's going on, and the news and everything that bombards us every day and tries to bring us down. So thank you for uplifting my spirits today, and I hope to see you all very, very soon.
Thank you, Emmet.
Yeah.
Have a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Peace and love to all you guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Okay.